Welcome back to Media Madness. My name is Thomas, and today we are covering the highest profile Attorney General election of any of our lifetimes. This is the Virginia AG election. It's between Jay Jones and Jason Miyares. This is high profile, as we all know, because a few weeks ago, Jay Jones was exposed for having texted a Republican colleague some 3 years ago about how he wished death upon a political rival's children, on the political rival himself. And these were pretty egregious texts. And the worst part of it is that his party has been steadfastly behind him in spite of all of it. We have seen no major Democratic defections, no condemnations that rose to the level of saying he should resign or drop out of the race. So, as you might imagine, the first 15 minutes or so of this debate centered on policy, on issues that the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia has direct jurisdiction over. But then about 15 minutes in, it descended into a lot of finger wagging at Jay Jones, and Jay Jones saying, oh, well, let's not make my personal mistakes an issue of this campaign. The stakes are too high to do this. They have to lose. I mean, the craziest outcome I'm imagining is Jay Jones winning in spite of all of this. Like, what then? So I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they've pretty much cashed in this election. There's no way they can win it. But anyway, let's watch.
Jones, you have 4 minutes for the floor for your opening statement.
Thank you to the Virginia State Bar for
It's got to start out with the
hosting
apology.
us. It is my honor to be with each and every one of you tonight. And I'm running for Attorney General of Virginia to put Virginia first.
Okay.
To fulfill that promise to
pal.
every single citizen of this Commonwealth. A promise that is driven by progress, opportunity, and safety.
All right,
that you can build a brighter future for yourself, your children, and your grandchildren here in Virginia. I was raised with the legacy of generations before me who believed in that promise. People who invested in me. And I believe in that promise for my children. And I carried it with me as an Assistant Attorney General and as a delegate, where we funded law enforcement at record levels, cracked down on sex offenders, expanded access to affordable health care here in this Commonwealth, and took on corporations that were ripping off regular people. Now tonight, you're going to hear two very different visions for the future of this Commonwealth. And you're also going to hear from my opponent about text messages that I sent that I deeply regret. About text messages that I sent that I deeply regret. Let me be very clear. I am ashamed. I am embarrassed. And I'm sorry. I am sorry to Speaker Gilbert. I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my family. And I'm sorry to every single Virginian. I cannot take back what I said. But you have my word that I will always be accountable for my mistakes.
He can take back his candidacy, though.
And you also have my word that I will spend every waking moment fighting for you.
Why didn't they just replace him? I mean, it wouldn't be like the Democrats would save so much face by just swapping him out with some other libtard prosecutor they have in Virginia, and I know they have a lot of them. Why do they have to dig their heels in and support this guy? This wouldn't have been that. I think they would have gotten a lot of political cachet if they had just swapped him out with anyone else. It's not a presidential election, and they did that last year with the presidential election. They swapped out Biden after he did nothing morally wrong, but was just a doddering old fool. Why they felt the need to defend Jay Jones until the end of the earth is a bit perplexing to me.
Now, again, Jason is going to try to make this race about my mistakes. But this race has always been about more. It's always been about each and every one of you and the future of this Commonwealth. And the stakes of this race are too high for it to be about anything else. Because when Donald Trump fires workers, defunds our schools, and levies tariffs that destroy our regional economies, sends armed troops into cities and defunds law enforcement, he has a willing cheerleader here in Jason Miyares who will not
law enforcement
up to sue.
It's a strange accusation to levy against Donald Trump.
You gentlemen will move now to the phase of the debate where I will pose questions to each of you. You will have 2 minutes to answer
old Southern gentleman
posed to you, and 90 seconds if you're the other candidate. Mr. Jones, Delegate Jones.
This guy's got such a Virginia accent. I love it.
First question is going to be to you, sir. In 2022, and you've referred to this already, you sent text messages suggesting that then House Speaker Todd Gilbert deserved 2 bullets to the head and made disturbing comments about his family. Remarks that many, including members of your own party, have described as indefensible and that many people have called disqualifying. That same year, you were cited for reckless driving, and questions remain about your completion
I
of the required.
forgot to mention this. Not only was he cited for going, I think it was 116 miles an hour in like a 70-mile-an-hour zone. 116's really impressive. Not only that, but he had to fulfill a community service obligation, which he completed at least half of his required 1,000 hours at his own political action committee, which has to be illegal. There's no way, but he's faced no consequence from this in the courts, only the court of public opinion.
Community service. How do you explain these incidents to the voters who expect restraint, professionalism, and accountability from the state's top law enforcement officer? And why should they trust your judgment moving forward? You have 2 minutes.
Well, I was held accountable, and several years ago I made very grave mistakes, but I was held accountable not just by the people in my party, but by the Virginia State Police.
You're still the nominee. What do you mean you're held accountable?
Had completed a very rigorous driver improvement course, paid a substantial fine, and completed the terms of the community.
I don't think the fine was that substantial. I think it was like a few $1,000s.
Service as outlined and approved by the New Kent Commonwealth Attorney's Office and the judge in that county. I have been held accountable, and I think Virginians deserve leaders who understand when they make mistakes and can be held accountable. But what we have here in Virginia right now is an attorney general who won't hold the president accountable. For the last 9 months, Donald Trump has run roughshod over this Commonwealth.
So, yeah, I mean, it seems like Jay Jones, his chief sort of qualification is disliking Donald Trump. It does not seem as though he has any other leg to stand on. He's basically just saying Jason won't stand up to big evil orange man. And yeah, it seems as though the comments are agreeing with me. Jay Jones needs to realize that Trump isn't on the ballot in Virginia. I'm a Democrat who says Jay Jones should resign. How is this clown not being charged with threatening violence? Man, is he arrogant? He didn't really threaten violence. He's just kind of condoned it. He took Jay Jones to the cleaners. Jay Jones reminds me of a psychopath that hurt animals. You need a thick helmet armor around Jay Jones. He wants to shoot you in the head. Jay Jones equals no thanks, okay? And I have to say, Alpha-D8U puts it best, and the most eloquently. Jay Jones, disqualified. So we have this election coming up in a little over 2 weeks. I'm actually shaking with anticipation to see Jay Jones consigned to the dustbin of Commonwealth political history. We'll have a lot more to react to then. We have a few exciting elections happening. And hopefully, as those near, we'll get some more election content. I have to say, I feel a little empty inside knowing that 2025 is mostly an election off year. I wish there were more happening. Anyway, that is all I got for you today. Thank you for watching Media Madness. My name is Thomas, and we'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.